Anyone who knows me knows I love police shows. I've been watching them for years. And recently I was looking at or watching an old Law and Order, and I realized how long Hollywood has been subtly fighting Christianity. Now, today, probably that fight against Christianity and promoting anti-Christian theology is not as subtle as it once was. But this was an older series that was probably published in the late 1990s. And in it, these police officers were discussing a sort of a love and respect topic. So Dr. Emerson Eckridge's is the person who has made us all familiar with this concept that's biblical. The core philosophy behind love and respect is found in Ephesians 5:33, which says that, however, each one of you must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect the husband. Eggerich's theory is that God created us so that men would express love to their wives when their wives expressed respect to them, and vice versa. So the man needs respect and the woman needs love to feel comforted and engaged in this relationship. But you can imagine how difficult it would be for a man to express love when he doesn't feel respected, and a woman to express respect when she doesn't feel loved. At some point, one of them has to put down their pride and follow God's will. Now, it's important to remember that when you listen to a con artist, the best ones always have a kernel of truth within the lie. And Hollywood has been a master liar for years. The TV show kind of perverted, well, not kind of, the TV show perverted the concept of love and respect. They said that, okay, if a woman is driving down the highway with her husband and the man takes the wrong exit off the highway, she should just keep her mouth shut. The idea, they said, was that she was supposed to be submissive and not have a single thought in her head. But that is never what God said. You can always say something to someone else without sounding like a shrew. And that's the idea behind respect. And I taught that to my children since they were little. They could say anything they wanted to me. It didn't matter what they said, but they needed to say it with respect. Without a biblical foundation, the whole idea that this Law and Order episode was promoting was that a woman should be submissive and show her husband respect without thinking. And if you don't have that biblical foundation, you can easily believe that that's what God was saying. So you're either telling men to be abusive or you're driving people away from Christ. And it doesn't matter which way it goes, Hollywood wins. Love and respect are vital to a marriage relationship. You're not going to find very many men who will continue to love a woman, or at least express love to her, who don't feel respected. And it's typically only women who have experienced abuse or trauma who continue to love men who don't respect her. I know that got off point a little bit, but I think ultimately what I'm trying to communicate is that since its inception, Hollywood has been against God. And they don't always communicate that overtly. Sometimes it's very covertly, which makes it easier to assimilate into what you think because it's small. It's one small step that you're taking. It's not a giant leap. Hollywood isn't asking you to go from believing in Jesus Christ to Muhammad. It's not radicalization. It's a small step that they are teaching you day in and day out. Those ideas finally get incorporated into what you believe. And so today I'd like to pray for all of us that we would have discernment. We would hide God's word in our heart so that we understand when we're stepping outside of God's will. It's time for us to declare America with eyes wide open and hearts ready We are the land of the free and the home of the brave, one nation under God.